Hey guys, what's going on? If you've been watching the channel or on my email list or in my Discord or Facebook groups this whole last week, you'll have seen me talking excitedly about Marcus and Rob Booker's new short selling scanner. Hopefully, you guys got the chance to go to the webinar that they did on Thursday, and they're still doing replays up until about tonight, I think, or maybe tomorrow. And I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown of what I've learned about what they're actually doing. I'll leave a link in the description below that will take you to this page right here so you can rewatch the webinar before it gets taken down in 13 hours at the moment as I record this. By the time you see this, it could be a lot less or even gone. So they are going to take this down, so definitely check it out if you can. The first 30 minutes or so was basically Marcus talking about like almost lifestyle, like why you want to use this to speed up your trading, make sure you have more time in life so that you can, get on with things and do the minimum amount of trading you need in order to make a good supplementary or even full-time income. The actual meet doesn't get started for a little bit, so you might want to kind of speed this up, go ahead through the first 20 minutes or so. It's really just Marcus giving an introduction to Rob Booker, who's this multimillionaire trader who basically specializes in short selling, and he seems to have a really good strategy for that, which he's built into a scanner, and that's what they're selling in this webinar. And if I had a quick look at it, it looks pretty awesome. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But make sure you check out the link in the description and watch the webinar. And I think there's even a way to order here at the discount price. So at the cheapest price, it'll be available in the future as well. Usually these things just go up in price. So yeah, check that out. Make sure you watch the webinar, at least some of it at least. I'll give you kind of an overview really of what the product is, though, and it's really cool. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the PowerX Optimizer, but it's a really complex tool now. They're adding strategies every day. Well, not every day, like every few months or so they're adding a new strategy, and this is just like the latest one. It's called Sol, SOL. It's a shorting strategy, and it's kind of interesting because in the webinar he talks about shorting the, people like Tim Gertani and Tim Sykes and people really have made a lot of money shorting stocks that have been pumped by chat rooms. So if you think about it, there's an edge. That's what you want in trading, right? You want an edge. And an edge comes from things like knowing what's going to happen. So if you see a chat room pumping something on very little to no news, there's a good chance if the price goes up dramatically, it's also going to fall dramatically because it's fluff news. And that gives you an edge, right? That gives you the ability to be able to predict with at least have a higher probability of knowing where the price is going to go. And we see this all the time. Rent was one that came up on the scanner. This is actually inside the SOL or short. I actually don't know what SOL stands for. Basically, what they're selling, this new release. And on the left here, you can see the rent chart, RENT, and it pumped all the way up from like $6 up to like $22. This was actually back in April. And then this was basically all just a chat room pump. This was just nothingness. And you can see on the right here, it came up on the scanner. There's different filters on the scanner, so you can set different parameters. They kind of teach you about that inside the program. But it's very, very simple. Basically, every day you just get a few stocks within your setting range, and then it gives you an idea of what you want to do in terms of what the position is, what the stop loss price is, the stop loss amount. It even calculates for the size of your account, and you can even do it through the program. You can place the order to short this. It also gives you the option to set things like how easy is it to borrow shares, because that's one of the things that a lot of people have problems with, right, with these. They can't borrow shares, so you can set it to easy to borrow, so you only get results for things that are easy to borrow in your brokerage account. You can also get cool things like if it's already above the entry, so you get a warning, which is a little arrow, and if it goes up in price, because remember you're shorting, then you can set it so that it just shows you those ones that are above the entry, so you can get a better entry on the short. And this is very much in line with the rest of Marcus's software. So he basically spent 50 grand, did a joint venture with Rob Booker to bring this to you. And I think it's really cool. If you look at the rent chart here, this was part of that scan that I just showed you. And so you can see that it went from $8, let's get rid of this nonsense. It went from about $8 all the way up to $28 on a pump basically, and then died really very quickly. Now these are generally day trades, so these are not meant to be swing trades on the SOL analyzer. So you're going to be in and out of these pretty quickly, and you can see on the left here an example of rent. There's a little shorting arrow here, and you short it down all the way down to here. or maybe even further. And you can see that sometimes they give a target end, like a target price, and also a stop loss as well. So yeah, so pretty cool. I think it's something that would benefit a lot of people that want to just do stocks rather than options, right? Because there's different strategies here, by the way, as well. So if you look here, this one I'm really enjoying. It's this one's actually easier to show you. So this isn't the Sol analyzer, but it's the WTF one, and I'm just getting started with it, and it's really cool. So you can see all the information on the right. The scans appear. You can just click on the particular ones, and this updates every day. And you've got the default settings here that you can do. So the Sol thing is very much the same, except it's for shorting. This is for going long. So this one shows green arrows for buy. And you get lots of data on like backtesting, which I think is important. You get information on what sort of performance. So if you set the filter trades, it'll sometimes give you a different profit factor than if you just have the the original performance. So for example, in this one, and again, this isn't the Sol analyzer, this is the WTF analyzer. You don't get access. Each one of these is almost separate, right? So you have to buy the Power X to get these ones, but the Sol analyzer is a separate subscription. But it works very much in the same way in that you can get backtested data. You can see here, like, hopefully if I zoom in, sometimes like on YouTube it's hard to see these things. So just kind of giving an example with this one. You can see how you get given all the information from previous alerts. So including things like how many wins it's had. I'm trying to get onto this box here. Hopefully I can now scroll down. I'm trying to get to the part where you can see 24 wins down the bottom there. So that's backtesting essentially. And 7 losses. And that's on the original performance, but you can also get it for different filter criteria as well, so you can optimize your strategy. So this is more than just a scanner, it's also a back tester, as well as basically a trade plan, a strategy. And that's what I like about the Sol analyzer as well. It's very similar. If we go down here, it has the similar capabilities to the WTF analyzer and the rest of the Power X, which I'm also a member of as well. So if you're in the Power X, you still have to buy the Sol, unfortunately, but it's not too expensive, although it's definitely, I would say, it's a good add-on to have for the Power X. If you buy the Sol analyzer, you'll see all of this other stuff, you just won't be able to access it, and you can always upgrade to get the wheel strategy or the Power X analyzer or the WTF analyzer separately for a good deal. So you'll probably be offered that actually on checkout if you go through this page right here. Let's see. Anyway, you can see that Sol really did drop from 28 all the way back down to like $11. So let's see, what do you get? So here is a short selling class and scanner. So you get lifetime membership. You get the Sol analyzer inside PXO, which is the Power X optimizer. That's the program I was just showing you. And you get the short selling community, which is good. You get a 2-day short selling weekend event. That's interesting. All this for easy for me to say, $997. And I think it's definitely going to be worth it. I think this could be, if you're looking for something to use for short selling, this could be a really good product to try. So definitely check it out. We all know that these things happen, that they get pumped up on fluff and then they die down. But it can be kind of tedious to have to scroll through, and that's the whole idea of this new Sol tool, because it helps you basically speed things up massively and just be spoon-fed the exact ones that are doing the big crazy fluff news. And what the algo is, I mean, it's kind of proprietary. I don't see it straight away like anything about how it works, but it looks like breaking VWAP's probably part of it. Volume's going to be part of it. Fluff news is going to be part of it. And, you can often see these pumps happening and take advantage of them. So, yeah. So that's basically it. I hope that's helpful, and definitely check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Remember, this is going to disappear within the next day or so. So hopefully you're watching this video before it's gone. If not, there may be a link that I can substitute in that will be like an evergreen link to buy this thing. I think it'd be pretty cool. I can't wait to test it out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.